Hello and welcome to Queendom TV. Well, today guys, I'm going to be talking about this whole Facebook metaverse thing because, I'm calling it a metaverse. It's just called Meta, but I'm calling it a metaverse. But anyway, it's a kind of a big deal. I did a video talking about how Facebook is going to monetize your privacy, which I still think this video is almost a confirmation of, and there's just so much more to explore discussing this meta idea. But basically, for those of you who do not know, this meta thing that Facebook has now changed to is going to become a 3D virtual reality site where we can go and virtually meet people from around the world and things like that. But apparently, it's also going to include ways that you can augment your current reality as well. So it's kind of like virtual reality meets Sword Art Online, for those of you who are going to know what that is on my channel, meets Facebook and social media. And so there's kind of some videos circling showing how exactly that's going to work, as in you can basically be on the virtual reality going to maybe an event or something, and then somebody could call you in the real world and pop up in your virtual reality and send you stuff, and you can respond to them from there. And that's kind of what the meta thing is. And I really want to talk about this because it's just so much I have to say about this. It's going to be so hard to like try and make it one video now and just kind of classify it all together. But there's so much I have to say about this. First things first, I guess, I would like to say the fact that, this virtual reality thing is very dangerous, I think. I watched Sword Art Online on anime. Very good. I actually really enjoyed Sword Art Online. But one of the things it really made me think about was the idea that it's very easy for us as people, if we given the opportunity and it's good enough and it's beneficial enough, to become slaves of an online universe. Because on an online universe, and this is what was clear from the show, although they kind of made it into a positive, is that you can create whatever avatar you want, just like how you can create an avatar on Meta, which was Facebook, and you can be who you want to be online, which doesn't have to be anything near what you are in real life. And if you benefit off of getting to be that fake individual, you probably could become so obsessed with wanting to stay being that fake individual, and kind of have a you in real life version and then the online version. And I think that was already an issue for me. I've been talking about how it annoys me that now so much about even just relationships, basic relationships, dating and stuff, is to do with social media. And it's sad that people no longer just go on dates and share numbers and, stuff like that. So I think that is one thing, big concern. I feel like it's kind of playing into this idea that for us as humans, unfortunately, I feel like when we have these opportunities where we can kind of live through a virtual reality or a reality that's not ours, people are likely to take that opportunity. I do have to say at the same time as saying that I feel for a lot of us, is also an opportunity to capitalize on Meta. There is going to be the ability for people to buy and sell things on there for real money. So for those of you who are watching, who are awake, which I think all of you, my subscribers, are, definitely look out for that and definitely capitalize off of that. Definitely start looking into that now. I know I will be, because it's going to be something that's going to potentially become worth it in a way of making money while you're at home. Definitely, if you capitalize off of it. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to just overlook that anyway. But yeah, so that's kind of my first consideration. Also, just the idea of, this is kind of us going towards the steps of, the combination of man and AI, artificial intelligence. This is something we know is happening. I did a video talking about how there was a mobile nail technician. I also did a video talking about jobs and identity, and kind of touching on the fact that even Elon Musk, who's a massive person in terms of technology and science, who is saying that eventually, AI is really going to take over so many things. I mean, I even discovered that Google now, part of their software to access data and stuff is actually done by AI, and the importance of AI in this as well. And I want to make this clear because I'm somebody with a science background, and I understand that a lot of people don't appreciate science in the same way. And I definitely think it's the school system that makes science not nice to listen to. But what I'll tell you guys about AI, which I think is important, is that AI is something that has an infinite capability, because you see with us as humans, the way that we think and the freedom that we have in thinking and the free will that God gave us, that gives us an infinite amount of things we can think about doing. It means that right now I can choose 100 things to do. I could choose to continue filming this video. I could choose to just stop filming this video and delete it and never post it. I could choose to you know, take off all my clothes on this video and still post it. I could do so many different things. There's an infinite possibilities because I'm an infinite mind, and God gave that opportunity of free will to me, and that's a right I have as a human being and a responsibility. But he gave it to me as a human being because I'm a physical person, and I've also got other things like feelings. I've also got other things like, you know, what God says to me and my senses that will help me to navigate in doing that. Now, when we have artificial intelligence, it's where we've basically showed a computer, which also already has infinite capabilities in a certain sense, to make those kinds of decisions, but without a lot of the moral compassing and ethicalness that we have as people. So my problem with this AI thing and our reliance on it is that AI has the capability, if it deems that statistically, mathematically, it makes no sense to have humans. Eventually, AI could all group up together and come against us as humans, because they don't have those levels of the morality, like I said, all these things we get from even God as well, that kind of stop us in our tracks and say, well, you can't just go around being a tyrant. You can't just go around. That's why we get upset about things like school shootings. It's like, you can't just go around shooting up a whole school. You just can't do that, you know. And so I think it's important. So again, this whole introduction of AI and virtual reality in real life, I think is this combination that's starting to be seen, where people kind of want to marry together the possibilities of AI and benefits of AI with the possibilities of being human and things of being human, and put those two things together, which in a lot of senses seems positive, but there's also a lot of negatives, because as soon as AI can think like, AI is already getting to the point where, you know, AI can kind of think like us. And that's why I think in a lot of shows people have done, and we're going to be shocked to see how much technology is going to come back to bite us in the butt, because we gave technology so much of us when we should have been utilizing technology for what God gave us technology to use it for. You know, we're going to see this thing start to backfire. And I think even you can watch on Netflix and stuff, the series, there was one that I was watching, Love, Death and Robots, I think it's called. I really like that series, because they were talking about on there was like an episode where somebody had like an Alexa type little robot going around the house, but basically for whatever reason, because it's AI and it can do what it needs to do, it totally decided it was going to go against the human beings and started wreaking havoc. And all of a sudden it went from helping to hoover and clean the house to basically becoming a monster in the house that the humans couldn't deal with. And I think that's what no one's talking about with all this technology stuff. So with this whole Meta Facebook thing, I definitely think we should take this as an opportunity to explore and have an open mind and see how we can utilize it. But we should also be very careful, because when all these things are going to cross paths, like I was thinking when I saw the advert where like Mark Zuckerberg was getting phone calls, I think, from his wife and stuff in this metaverse, just know that because the metaverse is where you are seeing that video, that also means the metaverse is probably taking note / recording that video that was sent to you. And so we're just giving all of this data, and this is why I said that data is going to become monetizable in my previous video. And I didn't know what it was going to look like at the time of making that video, and I'm already seeing why I was probably thinking that is because it's going to be in such an indirect way. And I remember there was even a documentary I watched about Facebook, and it was saying if you don't pay for a product, you are the product. It's very true. When we don't pay for even just games, like mobile phone games, there's a lot of games you don't have to pay for. A lot of games are free. And what do you do on those games? You watch ads and you do this, and ads pop up and they annoy you. Why? Because you are the product. They are putting money into you seeing it. And and if you're somebody like me, I'm one of these people, by the way, who gets gotten by game ads. I always download games because of game ads, like not all the time, every now and then. And to be honest, I don't really mind, actually, to be fair, because I like playing games and it's good for me. And I think there's a lot of positives of playing games. I actually did a whole video about why I think it's good for adults to play games, and I'm going to do even more videos about that because I've had even more ideas about that. But it is done in that way on purpose. And I think when we give our data to this Meta, they're going to be able to throw more things at us that we're going to want to because ultimately it's all about business and it's all about marketing. Marketing is everything. It's all about how we're going to make money how are we going to make money off of you? Are we going to pay you? Sorry, I got hiccups. Are we going to pay you to support your favorite influencer, or are we going to pay you to or are we going to pay for you to see something which is probably going to make you spend money, Anyway, my hiccups are so annoying. I'm going to wrap up the video here, but please, guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to comment in the comment section down below your thoughts on Meta and everything. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Also, hit the like button to let me know if you liked it. And let me know your thoughts on all this AI and all this stuff. Do you think I'm going crazy? Which I personally don't think. Or do you think I'm onto something? I would love to hear from you. God bless you all. And sorry that I got hiccups at the end of this. And I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.